Hi, I'm Reuben James, and you're listening in Time.
Welcome, everyone. This is our second episode of In Time. We're glad to be welcomed with the grace of the presence of Grammy winner and critically acclaimed session musician who's had the fortune of working with the likes of various huge pop acts and jazz acts, Reuben James. Yeah.
I wouldn't say Grammy winner, but definitely I've been a part of multi-Grammy-winning award projects.
Humble. I rate that.
Good
No, yeah. So, how are you finding quarantine?
I'm loving it, man. I mean, it's tough. Like, I can't see my nan and stuff like that. I can't see my friends. Can't perform for people. Those are the biggest kind of no-nos for me. But apart from that, I'm getting to spend a lot of time with my mum and dad. I'm back home in Birmingham. I'm getting fit. I'm making a lot of music. Got my studio set up. Learning instruments. Yeah, I'm getting lots done. And I'm just taking it each day by day, really.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, I guess during this quarantine, you've had My Line come out quite recently, and that's obviously been popping on Spotify and YouTube, and everyone's going crazy about it. How are you finding the response to the tune?
Like, to be honest, I had no expectations because obviously I'm an independent artist, and I'm trying to grow my fan base organically, and it's all just kind of me, to be honest. So I had no idea that, because I had the idea to do the My Line challenge, and that started popping off on like Instagram. Everyone started doing My Line challenges, and Sam Smith posted it, James Bay, Jojo, freaking bare people, and it was just shocking for me, really. I wasn't expecting it, but amazing to be getting the love. I obviously love all of the music that I make, but it's great that it's finally reaching some more ears.
Yeah, that's great to hear. Obviously, on the track, there's a few artists on there as well, like Coltrane, for example. And I guess I'd like to know, when writing stuff like that, who are you drawing influences from? Is it early influences from when you were younger, or is it people that you're listening to more frequently now? Like, what kind of things are you into?
To be honest, like, it's really bad, but I hardly listen to any new music. Like, I keep getting onto my friends about sending me modern stuff for me to check out, but I'm so out of touch with what's current and new right now. Like, I'm a big jazz head, and most of the time I listen to Buena Vista Social Club, Stevie Wonder, just all my favorite albums, really. I'm trying to think of some more. Yeah, just a lot of reggae, a lot of Nat King Cole. I'm a really old school classic kind of guy, so. But, occasionally I try and check out new stuff, but most of the new stuff I check out doesn't sound that new.
No, that's quite a nice take on it. I mean, My Line sort of came quite. I mean, your first EP, Adore, came out last year, didn't it? So yeah. I remember reading that that you were writing parts of that when you were still on tour with Sam Smith, but then you've got another EP coming out straight after. So like, how's that been? Just one straight after the other, really.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just trying to put music out all the time. I've got like hundreds and hundreds of songs that I've written over the years, and I'm writing every single day and trying to make the best music possible. I've written a lot of crap, and not everything's amazing, but I think I don't know if I really answered the question before, but how My Line came about was me and my boy Lynn and Jay were just jamming in the studio, and he had this dope drum beat, and then I jumped on the piano, then jumped on the organ, he jumped on the bass, and then I called up my homegirl Vula, she sung on it, and then I hit up my homeboy Coltrane. I was like, dude, man, I'd love it if you sung the chorus on this. I really hear your voice on this. He was like, yeah. He was in Australia, and he sent me through the chorus, and got Jay Prince on the outro. Like, it's all about collaboration for me, and just being organic, and just trying to be soulful and make the best music possible. But I mean, after the Adore EP, obviously that was my first baby, my first project, and up until then I'd only really been co-writing for people and touring with people and working on other people's music. So it was nice to get that first project out and concentrate on my own thing. And now Slow Down, which is going to be my new EP, is an extension of that. It's my second EP, and I'm just going to keep churning out music and hopefully, you know, build the dream, and hopefully people will come along for the ride.
No, that's amazing. I mean, we're all looking forward to that. I mean, so that you mentioned as well, you're you know, switching from being a session musician to being Reuben James, a solo artist. What did you find any like hurdles doing that? You know, being known as Reuben James, the session musician, to being just Reuben James.
I don't know. It's like you literally are whatever you say you are to yourself. Like, you know, when I was at school, you know, in Sutton Coldfield, I was saying to myself, yo, I'm a session musician, I'm a session musician. And then I stopped being a session musician. I was like, I'm a songwriter, I'm a producer. And you just kind of just wake up and you're like, I'm an artist, I'm my own thing, I do my own music. You know, you never stop being one thing. You just evolve, and more is more is more is more. I wouldn't say I'm not a session musician. I wouldn't say I'm not an artist, I'm not a songwriter. I'm everything and anything I want to be. Anything that I want to do, I just do it.
No, I rate that. That's inspiring words there. I mean, yeah, your two EPs back to back as well. So, like, were there any creative changes you had to force yourself to make it that you're not just making an Adore EP sequel? You know, you're making it's a Slow Down, isn't it? You know.
Yeah. I mean, that's a really good question. You know, it's difficult because obviously you don't want to veer too far away from what you did originally, otherwise people would be confused. And it's not like I'm coming for a big second album. Like, it's two EPs. They're both establishing me as an artist, introducing people to my kind of sound and what the kind of thing I do. But I was wary that I didn't want to make it. But Adore's kind of weird anyway. It's like every single track's kind of a different genre. Like, the first track's kind of like R&B with some like 808s on the end. You know, there's some disco, funk, there's some like groove, boom bap, there's some like instrumentals, string. Like, it's a mishmash of all of my favorite stuff, Adore. And this one, you know, I got brass arranged and strings arranged over the whole of Adore, and it was very kind of like, you know, orchestral in a way. And I wanted to showcase all of my favorite genres. And this new EP it's you know, it's got its own theme. It's all about slowing down, and I think that's what people need right now at this time, especially. They just need to slow down, and just the EP as it goes through actually does slow down. But it's sonically different. I think my voice has evolved. Like, you know, I'm kind of flowing a bit more of a kind of croaky tone. I think I was drinking a bit too much when I was recording it, but yeah. And it's not as heavily kind of arranged with brass and strings. It's quite raw beats, banging beats, and yeah, it's a new vibe. It's a new fresh vibe. My sound is always evolving.
That's really cool to hear. I guess you mentioned a couple of minutes ago about how when you were younger in school that you kept saying to yourself, I want to be a session musician, I want to be a session musician. How, I guess you've worked with such incredible artists. It says on your Spotify, you know, like Herbie Hancock and Elton John, and obviously Sam Smith is a huge one. How do those kind of jobs come about? How did you get found, and how did you get scouted for those kind of artists?
Well, when I was 18, I applied to go to Trinity College of Music in London, and I got in with like a full ride. I moved to London when I was 18, and then literally just started going to jam sessions every night of the week and going to different gigs, meeting musicians, just getting my name out there, going up to everyone, all of my heroes, just making friends with people and just just getting myself out there, practicing my ass off and getting myself out there, making myself known, making sure people, interacted, made friendships, lifelong friendships. And, I guess people just liked me. I guess the best way to get work is if people like you, they're usually going to pick their mates over someone they don't like. Because in this business, studio hours, you'll be with someone all day, all night, trapped in a room. And on tour, you're on a bus could be 6 months, could be a whole year on a bus with the same 5 people, in the dressing room together, on stage together, partying together, wake up on the bus together, eat together, sleep together. It's intense. So you've got to be a people person. And I feel like, I don't know, I just kind of got, you've got to be good as well. You can't just be a nice guy and be rubbish. You've got to practice, you've got to work really hard. And music's so subjective. It's not about being the best. It's about, how your personality shines through when you play, and about having taste and knowing how to play behind singers and knowing how to play different genres. A lot goes into it, but mostly it's about who you know, because if people don't know you, they can't call you. But yeah, I started doing the Vonnie Scott's gig, and I was playing with like Birmingham legend Ruby Turner. I was doing gigs with this guy Ainsley List. I was doing a whole bunch of different blues, pop, R&B gigs, and then Sam's team, he was just starting out. He hadn't really got any music out. It was really early days, and they called me up like, we want you to be involved. And then I kind of just took a leap of faith, and I was like, this guy's, they are gonna go all the way. And I kind of dropped out of school, and then next thing you know, we were touring the world for about 7 years. So there has to be a certain leap of faith. I mean, you've got to be willing to give up your day job and just like be like, this is it, I'm gonna make it work.
No, that's awesome. I know we haven't got you for too much longer, so I think one of the main things we want to talk to you about as well is your new single, So Cool. What can you tell us about that? Any collabs? Any how would you describe it?
Yeah, I made So Cool with my boy Tom Ford from Birmingham, and a guy called Karma Kid as well. And Tom came with the beat. He sent me the beat ages ago, and I loved it. But we went to and did a little writing getaway in Hastings, and then he was like, "Yo, you need to write to this beat." And then me and Karma Kid sat down, and we were just, it's kind of cool concepts, because all of my songs are kind of love songs, romantic songs, and this was a bit of a different concept. When did you get so cool? I think it's just kind of a cool little song. It's only a couple minutes long, and I've been getting a lot of love for it, and I'm glad that people are checking it out. And I can't wait for Slow Down to come out early June.
Early June. No, we'll all look forward to it. Anyways, thanks for coming on our podcast, Reuben.
Thanks for having me, guys.
No, hopefully we'll see you around live shows when they do start back up. Anyway, so
yeah, for sure. Until then, it'll IG Live.
IG Live. We'll keep you tuned. Nice one.
Okay, cool.
Cheers, mate.
Safe, guys.
Yeah.
Peace.